So the winds will pick up overnight. They will get really gusty tomorrow, not before a little bit of rain moves through the area. Good evening, everybody. It's Greg at the Weather Spot, just giving you an evening update on what to expect for the next 24 hours or so. We'll take a look at the cold blast that gets here for Friday morning, but doesn't hang around either. So, working on 6 p.m. on your Wednesday evening. We can already see the front that is developing here is off to our northwest. We can see a couple of areas of precipitation already getting started along that front. So that is where precipitation will form through the overnight over into tomorrow. But as for right now, plenty of 47 degree to low to mid 50 degree temperatures around the area. So this is actually a really impressive weather system. I just have to tell you that because this is going to cause some pretty dangerous conditions over the Rockies and parts of the northern plains over the next 24 hours. So all that to say that we here in the Midwest are really lucky to just get some really strong wind gusts, but that we definitely will have over the next 24 hours or so, and just a pretty inconsequential amount of rain. So as we move through the forecast, keep an eye on this boundary here as we move through, but let's take a look at the wind first. This is really impressive. Just kind of watch what this does. Big picture, watch as this massive system moves into the plains. So you'll notice that for those of us here in Kansas and Missouri, I do see some strong wind gusts picking up here well out ahead of the main low, and things move through in a big way for Thursday. So let's go ahead and kind of back up. The overnight tonight, I do see, as we work through this evening, let's speed up here to about 10, 11 o'clock tonight. I do see some wind gusts getting started out here, McPherson, Newton, all north of Wichita. So let's go ahead and see. You guys may encounter some 48 to 49 degree gusts knocking through on the very, very front of this system. But the most of it will not arrive until we get over into, here we go, towards Thursday. So really Thursday afternoon. And here in eastern Kansas and western Missouri, we really don't catch the brunt of it. So let's go ahead and pick up some folks that do watch my forecast out here in north central Kansas. So good evening to you folks, looking at possibly some 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts between, say, 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. for your Thursday. So as this plays through, I think the biggest impact for eastern Kansas, western Missouri, is going to start about 2, 3 o'clock, or by 2 or 3 o'clock Thursday afternoon, when we may see some 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts out here along I-70, north and south. But it's going to kind of swing down this direction over the next few hours of Thursday afternoon. So here we are. Let me just kind of back it up one. This is about 4 o'clock on Thursday afternoon that I see 49-mile-per-hour wind gusts all up and down the I-49 corridor here in western Missouri, getting all the way down to Nevada before they dip below about 40 miles per hour. So strong wind gusts all of eastern Kansas and western Missouri for your Thursday afternoon for sure. So as we move into the evening, it will drop out pretty quickly. Here we are by about 10 o'clock. Wind gusts may only reach the upper 20-mile-per-hour range. So let's go ahead and talk about the rain for those that are concerned with that. For most of us, this is an overnight and early morning event, really doesn't amount to very much. For some of us, there's a few rumbles of thunder. But I'm picking this up at about 2 a.m., this coming overnight. And this is when some showers with some small, very embedded pockets of heavier rainfall and possibly some thunder start to move in up here around Maryville. So north of Savannah, talking about the 169 highway area, working its way over towards Bethany between about 2 and 4 a.m. As we get down towards Kansas City, you can see just some bands of, this is like drizzle stuff, guys. If it even reaches the ground, it's going to be windy before and after this. So not expecting to see too much. You're just going to have some spots in the dust on the windshield come Thursday morning. So, as I have been saying, just some very slight precipitation amounts as the system moves through. Let's look at ensemble data by the NBM and just see what does grace its way over the area by tomorrow at about midday. So possibly stretching a little bit further to the west than we've been talking about the last couple days. So out here along the I-35 corridor in Kansas, south of Osage City, Emporia, this is where things might pick up to be around a hundredth of an inch. Sorry about that. By the time all is said and done, up around Topeka, maybe around 3. So as we get up toward Atchison, Leavenworth, 3/4 of an inch. So very inconsequential amounts. Up here in Maryville, you guys may crack the 1/10 of an inch mark. Over towards Bethany, a little bit more. So generally, you guys can see by the color scheme here that amounts pick up the farther that we get to the east, but still, I mean, it's just not a whole lot. 0.17, 0.19 up here around Kirksville. So let's go down here south of I-70 and look around Clinton, where we might get 9/100 of an inch. Over around Warsaw, 0.14. Getting down here towards Nevada, Lamar, and Joplin area, yeah, still around 6/100 of an inch. So not a lot of precipitation in this one. We're mostly talking about a wind event. As for temperatures, they stay pretty static in the 50s, low to mid 50s, all the way until late Thursday night over into Friday morning. Notice this cold air intrusion that pops down. We're having a lot of that happen this time of year, totally typical. But the next one for our area will take effect for Friday morning. It is pretty short-lived, but let's look at some Friday morning temperatures. 23 degrees. This is not going to be as big of a deal down south of I-70 in terms of what we're used to this time of year anyway. So looking around Clinton, maybe 23, 24, over in Butler 23. As we get out over here into more central Kansas, it's going to be just a little bit warmer. Guys, 28, 26 degrees looking like your temperatures for Friday morning. Probably the most noteworthy thing out of this particular cold front will be the feels like temperatures, and I'm looking like North Kansas City and areas up towards northwest Missouri, probably the most affected in these apparent wind chill temperatures for Friday morning, down into the low teens, 14 around Maryville. Going down towards Kansas City, going to get a little bit warmer. We may still see some periods of 16-degree wind chills for your Friday morning, so be aware of that as we work toward the end of this week. Today's sponsor for your forecast is Titan Rentals of Butler. There is their phone number. You can drive by on Orange Street and check out all the equipment that they have that you can rent. They're adding new equipment all the time, too. Excellent people to work with for your next small to significant project. Give them a call. They will take good care of you. If you would like to advertise on the Weather Spot, I would love to talk about you, your organization, what you have going on, and let people interested in the weather know about that around Kansas and Missouri. Even show up and take some pictures of what you have and put that on here, too. So give me a message. Be happy to do that. Everybody have an awesome night. I'll be talking to you later.